This video is brought to you by Manscaped. Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to vote for Yondu or Nebula, and like and subscribe for better hats next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Cain Marko, the Juggernaut and stepbrother to Professor Xavier. How did their relationship go? Well, Cains generally don't make the best brothers. I don't know why. Maybe they just aren't able. Bible pun and a fratricide joke. Build is starting off strong.
Dale. You have to call me
Juggernaut!
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need to run and never stop running. That's how they get you. Next, I want to be tall, not just slam dunk tall. I want to be bump your head on the backboard tall. Finally, let's get something to deal with our stupid brother and his stupid powers. Actually, he's really smart and his superpower is kind of like the ultimate smart power. Wait, are we the not smart one? Oh no! But to be the smart one, check out this deal from today's sponsor, Manscaped. They're on a mission to make sure that we're all grooming better, taking care of the 3 areas that cause odor: your body, your butt, and your D-I-C-E-B-A-G dice bag. This is gonna be a visual metaphor. I bet you can tell what it's a meta for. The Perfect Package 4.0 comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, an electric waterproof trimmer for those hard to reach places. I know we all care about the dice inside these bags, so don't fix yours up without the proper tools. It also comes with a wireless charging dock and travel lock feature to make it perfect to take on the go. If you're going to a tabletop convention, the last thing you want is people smelling your dice. Better grooming will help with that, especially if you use the Crop Preserver deodorant and the Crop Reviver toner spray. Pop the preserver on after you shower to smell great all day. Use the Reviver if you need a little refresher. The Perfect Package 4.0 comes with all of this and a shaving mat to catch falling hair and 2 free gifts: the stylish shed travel bag and the anti-chafing boxers, which are pretty dang comfortable. Go to manscaped.com to get 20% off, free international shipping, and the 2 free gifts when you use offer code TULOCK20 at checkout, and start protecting your family jewels like a dragon. Now back to the video. For stats, we'll be using the standard point buy from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Put your strength and constitution at 15. You blast forward and nothing can stop you, kind of like a rhino. There's a comic where Spider-Man fights the Juggernaut, and I swear to God, I think they just forgot which villain was supposed to be for the X-Men and which one was supposed to be for Spider-Man. Charisma at 13. When you're big, you're scary, and tall dudes are more popular on dating sites. Maybe not like 9 feet tall, but I doubt any of you can disprove that. Dexterity at 12, you might seem like a big clumsy dolt, but you never actually trip, so you're just a big dolt. Speaking of being a dolt, drop your intelligence and wisdom down to 8. Playing a character isn't just about setting up their strengths, you also have to play with their weaknesses, and your weakness is a bald educator. Pretty wild considering you're literally unstoppable against everything else. That would be like if Superman's most dangerous foe was a bald business mogul. Oh. Cain Marko is a human. Specifically, he's not a mutant. Look it up. Don't get mad at me. Being a human actually helps you get your Juggernaut on early thanks to the Charger feat, which lets you attack as a bonus action after you dash as an action and add 5 to the damage of the attack, or an extra 5 feet to a shove attempt. Nobody can stop the Juggernaut, buddy! I'm saying buddy, I don't want to say the real line. Bump your strength and constitution with your 2 free points, take acrobatics for your skill of choice to avoid awkward falls, and the soldier background for athletics and intimidation skills. Your arms are bigger than a third of the X-Men's entire bodies. That's pretty scary. We'll kick things off as a warlock. It's a real gem of a class. You get 2 skills like, wait, I only want 3 skills. I guess Arcana and History, maybe, to understand the powers you get from Cytorok, I guess? That's the demon god whose gem you stole. I went back and forth on whether or not you should be a warlock or a cleric, since those classes have effectively the same origin. I went with warlock to dump wisdom, and fiendlock will help you get some temporary HP thanks to Dark One's blessing, giving you temporary HP equal to your charisma plus your warlock level after you trample someone down to 0 HP. For your cantrips, Blade Ward gives you resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing for a round as you charge in to smash people around, if you can't make it there in 1 turn. Otherwise, just attack. Thunderclap forces a constitution saving throw on creatures in a 5-foot radius of you, dealing 1d6 thunder damage to those that fail, shaking the ground with your cultivated mass. For your first level spells, Expeditious Retreat lets you dash as a bonus action for up to 10 minutes, depending on your concentration, though at the moment it's probably better to attack with your bonus action using Charger. Protection from Evil and Good gives a creature protection from Celestials, Elementals, Fiends, Fae, and Undead, making your favorite creature immune to effects that might charm, frighten, or possess them, and the creatures have disadvantage on attacks against you. I switched the pronoun to you, use it on yourself to blast genies, devils, and angels without stress. Though I'm guessing Angel's probably flying, he might be a little hard for you to deal with. Second level warlocks get invocations, special gifts from a rock that make you cooler than your brother. Fiendish Vigor lets you cast False Life on yourself at will, giving you 1d4 plus 4 temporary HP to shrug off an extra hit. Eldritch Might gives you advantage on Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration so you don't drop the dash with Expeditious Retreat. For this level spell, Cause Fear lets you force a Wisdom saving throw on a creature, frightening them if they fail. Just remind them that you beat Omega level mutants with your bare hands. That's a lot to handle. Third level Warlocks can choose a packed boon. The Serpent gives you the Hammer of Kurth, because I guess you're mixed into Thor's lore too. It's almost like the universe is shared. Anyway, Pact of the Blade gives you a magical weapon you can conjure at will. You're proficient with it, so a maul would be fitting and great for smashing people. Almost like Null. That's the god Hulk turns into. We're doing deep cuts today. For this level spell, Shatter forces a Constitution saving throw on creatures in a 10-foot radius sphere, dealing 3d8 thunder damage to those that fail. Inorganic materials and objects have disadvantage on that saving throw, so you can crash through your brother's house. He calls it the X-Mansion. That's such a nerd thing to do. What does he call his staff? The X-Men? Oh, he does? What a nerd! Fourth level Warlocks get an ability score improvement. Bump that strength up, that will help you smash with your maul and maul with your arms. Fifth level Warlocks get another invocation. Eldritch Smite lets you spend a Warlock spell slot to add 3d8 force damage to an attack with your packed weapon. If the creature is large or smaller, they're also knocked prone. You're supposed to have to do this with a packed weapon, that's why I got so into the Kurth thing, but if I'm your DM, you can just trample people. You can also learn third level spells like Intellect Fortress, giving you resistance to psychic damage and advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws for an hour depending on your concentration. There is no way in hell I can call Juggernaut an artificer, so this is your fancy pants helmet. If the X-Men want it off you, they have to break your concentration or wait you out, so it still gives them something to do to dispel your I resist my brother's psychic attacks thing. Sixth level Fiendlocks get Dark One's Own Luck, giving you a d10 to add to an ability check or saving throw once per short rest, making you even harder to shut down. For this level spell, Counterspell shuts down spells of third level or lower automatically, and higher level spells with a charisma check of 10 plus the spell's level. You're not going to be able to shut down the high stuff, but Hold Person? No. Web? No. Your movement is free. Oh hey, 7th level Warlocks can get the spell Freedom of Movement with Trickster's Escape. That'll let you cast Freedom of Movement once per long rest for free. That means you can ignore difficult terrain. Nothing can slow you down, no restraining, no paralyzation. Heck, you can break out of non-magical shackles with 5 feet of movement. Crawl out of the rubble and beeline it from Korea to the X-Mansion. There's an ocean? Too bad, don't care, go. I don't need any other 4th level spells for Kane, but you could grab one if you want. Summon Greater Demon's cool. Summons a demon. Before we dip away, let's hit the 8th level of Warlock to get an ability score improvement so we can cap off our strength modifier before we move to a class that uses the strength modifier better. That class is going to be Fighter. Why Fighter instead of Barbarian? Well, Barbarians can't hold concentration on things like Intellect Fortress or Expeditious Retreat or Shatter Walls while they are raging. And they're not as tall as fighters can be. This is just gonna work better. Put a little faith in your Barbarian, okay? For your fighting style, Unarmed Fighting lets you deal 1d6 plus your strength modifier in bludgeoning damage with an unarmed attack, 1d8 if you've got 2 free hands, and a d4 of damage to a creature you have grappled once per round. I imagine Bobby Drake wouldn't love it if you picked him up and then crashed through a wall. Someone that do break the ice. That's Mr. Freeze. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He would have been a good Juggernaut in the 80s. Fighters also get Second Wind, letting you recover 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest. Part of being unstoppable is also not being stopped because you died. Second level fighters get an action surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn once per short rest. You can attack, dash, and charge your attack in the same round. You should make that first attack a grapple. I'm getting really into the idea of picking up a caster and smashing them through furniture. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype. Rune Knights get Giant's Might, letting you make yourself large. You get advantage on strength checks and saves, and once per turn you can add a d6 of damage to a weapon attack for a minute, an amount of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus. That will be a real rampaging rhino. Sorry, I thought you were a rhino again, that's my bad. You also get 2 runes you attach to a piece of armor, weapon, piece of jewelry, or shield. A few of those will work pretty well for you. A frost rune will give you advantage on animal handling and intimidation checks, and for 10 minutes a day you can add 2 to strength and constitution ability checks and saving throws. I don't really want any of the other early level rune options, but Cloud Rune gives you advantage on sleight of hand and deception checks, and once per short rest, you can make an attack that's targeting one creature within 30 feet of you, hit another creature within 30 feet of you. Hey, maybe Beast is on your back and Cyclops accidentally shoots him. It's pretty hilarious if you can fight the whole team by yourself. 4th level fighters get another ability score improvement, bump your constitution for better HP, and concentration on your mental protection. If you wanted your brother to know what you were thinking, you would tell him with your fist. 5th level fighters get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action, or up to 4 with an action surge. Again, the whole X squad is going to be battling you at the same time. You're going to need to swing around pretty wildly. 6th level fighters get another ability score improvement to cap off your Constitution modifier. Remember, doing this bumps your HP retroactively, so that's 14 HP at this point, not +2. That's a big boy. 7th level Rune Knights get Rune Shield, letting you use your reaction to force someone to reroll their attack roll against an ally within 60 feet of you, an amount of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus. I guess you might have this power. You don't really play well with others, so who knows when you would have actually used it. You can also get the Hill Rune, which will give you advantage on saves against being poisoned, resistance to poison damage, and a minute of resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage per short rest. See, we're still pretty much a barbarian, just, like for 1 minute. 8th level fighters get another ability score improvement or a feat. The Tough Feat will give you +2 HP for every level you have and every level you get after that, cranking your durability up to even more ridiculous levels. 9th level fighters get Indomitable, letting you reroll a failed saving throw once per long rest. Pair this with Dark One's Blessing and you straight up can't be stopped. Hey, that's the whole power set you have. Wild. It's like I'm good at this. 10th level Rune Knights get Great Stature, permanently increasing your height by 3d4 inches and turning your extra giant might damage into a d8 instead of a d6. You can also grab another rune. The Storm Rune gives you advantage on Arcana checks and you can't be surprised while you're awake. You can pop its ability once per short rest to spend a minute with the ability to give a creature advantage or disadvantage on an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check with your reaction. You're like a freight train off the rails with legs and punching. 11th level fighters get another extra attack for 3 attacks per round, 6 with an action surge. If you use all your spell slots on smites, that's some serious damage. It's only 2 slots, but that's 8d8 of force damage. That's some hefty oomph. Our capstone is the 12th level fighter for one last ability score improvement or a feat. The mobile feat lets you ignore difficult terrain while you're dashing, you have an extra 10 feet of movement speed, and creatures you attack can't make opportunity attacks against you. Sentinel feat who, am I right? Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you've got a lot of health, and ways to push that even further with resistances. You're also incredibly strong, and Giant's Might gives you advantage to a +11 athletics check. Finally, you've got extra speed, and you can't lose it. For weaknesses, that's not all that great. It's not bad, but putting 8 levels of Warlock on a tank is not the best thing to do. D8 hit die is bad, and you don't get much else out of Warlock levels. You also don't have range. You could grab Eldritch Blast, but your Charisma modifier isn't great. None of your soft stats are. Finally, Intellect Fortress isn't gonna do great at shutting down psychic stuff, and I'm guessing your DM won't give you a magical helmet that perfectly shuts down your biggest weakness. But what if they did? That'd be funny. Put your head down, charge forward, and never stop. Just watch out for psychics. They could X you out pretty quick. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote for Yondu or Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.